All right, here we are about 30 days later, round two. Got a little bit better setup this time, and there's water. Got the water meter put in, new valve, some 3/4 inch hose. So now we're prepared for a fire or anything like that. Got the X3 up here. Now we're doing a little bit of work on the driveway. It's really overgrown. That's the old chainsaw, 42cc. That thing did pretty good for what it was. We've upgraded since then. But now we've got a little trailer hitch on the X3, and it's pulling the trailer that it was brought up on with a little load of wood, dragging some stuff, off of the hillside. We got things cleaned up pretty decent the first time, but now we're just trying to tighten it up, get it to the next level. The old dog, man, she's used to sleeping all day while I'm at work. It's pretty bad when a dog's too tired to eat. What are you gonna do? But she's trying to figure it out. She's trying to learn how to be a mountain dog. So this is what I was talking about before with just the condition of things. Like, this is the stuff you don't normally see until you clear it out. Just crazy little pieces of metal stuck in the ground. And then here, we've got just a matted mess of stuff. I've got a 6,000-pound winch hooked up to this. It's chain link fence. It's barbed wire. It's landscape ties. It's burnt mattresses and more barbed wire. And it's just, it gets to the point to where you've got to just keep cutting and cutting and then pulling with a winch. You would think with a 6,000-pound winch, you could just pull that all up out of there. Not the case, man. Not the case. That mess right there gave me a little run for my money, to be honest with you. So, you gotta eat. I made some chicken pot pies that we reheated out there. Some more burgers. Can't go wrong there. Now, getting a little view of the driveway now. Got some of the stuff thinned out around the edges. And you can kind of see a little bit better what we're working with here. Not a huge improvement over the first trip down, but I mean it's definitely better. So here we're going to show you a few different angles. You can see that pile of metal there. Some of this stuff I got peeled up and cut up into different sections with the Sawzall, getting things into piles. It's still a mess, it's still chaos, but it's, getting more under control. Now, this was a lot of clips from an 8-day trip. This was 8 days down here, doing all this work. And, the things that you may not be able to notice in the video, because a lot of it's just, the day after doing stuff is, going around and it's like picking up lug nuts and bolts and tire irons and all kinds of crazy stuff. So now we're heading down the driveway. This will be your first view of the actual driveway itself. It's about 1/4 mile long. Now, it seems like they did a decent job cutting this thing in, because we'll get into this in future videos, but the soil down here changes a lot. You can go from regular dirt to clay to chert rock to shale to soapstone and solid rock. So when you're doing some excavation out here, you better be ready for anything, because it's all in these hills. So I was trimming up alongside the driveway just so I could get my truck up and down here without getting it all scratched up. And maybe we could haul some things in and out. Now, this is an area here where I'd like to cut a road through the woods to get into the way back in the future. And then I ended up finding out in the future that whoever cut the driveway was pulling dirt out of here. So this is like a little side road. I thought that would be nice, to park some trailers or equipment so things would be out of the way. At this time, I didn't know why that was there or what the purpose of it was, but I guess it was just where they were pulling dirt to try to make the driveway decent without getting a I guess, an excavator with an air hammer on it or a jackhammer attachment to break the rock up, because they couldn't go any deeper on the driveway because of the rock. So that's what that section was all about. But you can see here, going down, it's a pretty steep drop off the side, and at this point we're probably about 100 feet above the road. A lot of little piles to where this bank that's on the right of our viewing, a lot of branches were sticking out. It would you couldn't get your vehicle through here earlier without just destroying it. The side by side would make it up because it's not too terribly wide. The X3, I think it's like 72 or 3 inches wide, so it would make it through there, but you would trash your vehicle. But you can see, this is like a pretty long driveway, about a quarter mile long, and what ends up happening is you see all the leaves on the right side. They end up clogging the ditch. There's a ditch on the right side you can't really see because it's full of leaves, but that'll fill up, and you can see the washouts here to the left, and it just throws all that water out into the middle of the driveway. And once you get a rut in there, it's basically like a dry creek bed, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And there are some sections that the camera doesn't really show it, that the washouts were about 1.5 feet deep. So if you were in like a Jeep or the side-by-side, you're just kind of straddling it, but like a regular car, even if you could get traction, wouldn't make it up through there. So this is about the point to where I got stopped clearing on the side, so you can get a feel for what it looked like further up. You see all the sticks just coming out and little trees and all that. Like I said before, nobody had, I'm sure people came up here just off-roading or whatever, but nobody had lived up here in about 30 years. And we're coming up on like a big pine tree, I guess, that had fallen across the driveway, got that a little cut up to where you could actually get through. And then I don't know if this was the same tree or another one, but just a lot of overgrowth and fallen trees and stuff like that were in the way. But this is 8 days of work, believe it or not. All in just a few minutes of video here. I got the truck down here at the bottom of the driveway, all loaded up, ready to go home, get in the hot tub, and take a little breather. Now this is a creek that runs all up the side of the road. I own, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile up this side road here, not where you saw the truck go by, but on the side road. And that creek, it's nice. It goes down the whole length of that road. But here we go. This is a wrap.